Hey guys, it's Jen with Card Zen by Jen. Welcome back to another Manic Monday. Doing something a little bit different on this Manic Monday. Today I am going to show you how to assemble a motorcycle. Yes, in 5 minutes, assemble a motorcycle. But first of all, I want to introduce you to the Ready to Ride Suite collection, which is why I am assembling motorcycles today. So in this collection, it's only $84.75, but you get the studs gems, you get the metal plate 3D embossing folder, you get the Legendary Ride stamp set, so you can see a smaller motorcycle, larger motorcycle, the flames. There's some really great things that you can use for birthdays, for Father's Day, even as a thank you. The Legendary, just a thank you would even work for that. So there's the stamp set, and then you have, if you get that as a, if you don't get the suite and you get these as a bundle, just the stamp set and the dies, you save 10% there. The dies for this, they're a little intimidating, but they can make some great creations. The paper, the DSP, which is the Ready to Ride DSP. Let me show you some of these pieces. Let's see. Again, these are front and back, 12 by 12. So you have the motorcycles, you have the outfits, the gloves, everything. You also have just some of these little, like a sampler piece, really. You can cut these up and do whatever you would like with them. And then you also have, oops, I have these sideways, almost like a Route 66 scene with the small diners and such on this paper. The next one is, again, that metal piece, but in orange. I'm not sure what you call that. It reminds me of the Steelers every time I see it, but I'm not quite sure what it's how you refer to it. And then street signs on this brown. On the other side of this, you have these beautiful roses. You also have the tire treads. That's really cool. You could use that for a lot of things, actually. You have the wrenches if you have somebody who is a Mr. Fix-It in your family. You also have this design, and which is, I guess, the nuts and bolts. You also have the squares, this checker, and then another of that design that we were talking about. This side is shiny. The other side is matte, but this side is a very shiny paper. So it just really makes beautiful cards. So I'm going to set that aside for just a second. And we are going to go back to, these dies, because this is what I want to show you today. So I've already made a couple of cards with this stamp set, and using that, the embossing folder, and just using the stamped motorcycles. But I got to playing, and these dies make motorcycles. So you can put them together, and this is what you can create. So you can create motorcycles of different colors, put different colored seats on them, and you can also leave it just with the black behind it. But let me show you how to do this. So, hours of anguish on my part can be 5 minutes of easiness on yours. So the first thing that I did was I grabbed out my silver paper. If you don't have silver paper for this piece, you can use like your basic gray. So for the wheel spokes and the major piece for the motorcycle, you are going to use this die, so this die, and these. And you are going to cut those out with your silver or basic gray paper, okay? The next one that we did was this piece here, which is behind see if I can pick this up here, which is this piece. And then the tires. And of course, those are the circles here. Those are easy to identify. Okay. And then, I know, don't laugh, but I decided to make my fenders. Oops, if I can pick them up. I decided to make my fenders and my seat for this polished pink because I like it and I have plans for this card. So you are going to pull off the fenders and grab both of those. So there's the dies for the fenders and here is the die for the seat. Okay, so again, for this piece, you have the silver. For the spokes, the silver. Black, your basic black paper, you're going to use this die and the circles for your tires. And then, of course, you have the fenders and the seat. And you can pick the polished pink or you can pick any color that you want. Again, I had some that were red. I had some that were orange. And then if you don't want to do that at all, you can just simply leave that the silver and black like I did on this one here. You can just leave that the silver and the black. The chrome, I guess, really would be, and the black. So let's set these all aside for a second, and I'm going to show you how to piece it all together. These things are really hard to pick up when you have no fingernails left. Okay. So we are going to, for this project, I don't use my silicone mat very often, but for this project, it really does help keep the glue off of your workspace. So I am going to pull it in. I'm also going to pull in my Tombow glue. You can also, if you have one of your sponge daubers, you can also daub your glue with this to be able to put it on those smaller pieces. So that's just an idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by assembling our tires. I want our spokes and I want the black, which is for the tires. Let's see if I can do this and not get my head in the frame. I'm going to very carefully, and I got too much on there already, very carefully spread that out. I tested it before I started the video, and of course I had, when I tested it, it gave out some glue. All right, so we are going to put the black circle on top of the outside of your wheel there. Hold it for just a second, let it dry. I'm gonna do the same thing with the second one. I really have too much glue coming out of this now. There we go. Again, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Have some extra there, so I'm gonna wipe that off. All right, press it down. Give it just a second. And we're gonna let it sit for here for a minute. All right, so now the next thing that we're gonna do is we are gonna take this piece, and I'm not sure how to refer to this, but that's upside down. There we go. You are gonna see, you're gonna know that you have it right, because if you see right here, that is the outline of the gas tank. When you look at this one, right here, the outline of the gas tank, this is how you're gonna line this up. So on the back of this, I am gonna add ink, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna add glue to just the outline, there. I'm gonna try to pick my thicker pieces and put a little bit of glue there. So right here, there we go. So the outline here, here. You don't need a lot. All right, so now I'm gonna line this up, and again, I'm lining up with the gas tank. So, let me get my head down here so I can make sure that I have this correct. There we go. All right, and now whenever you look at the back of it, you'll see that it almost completely lines up with that straight edge there, that straight edge. And I lined up the gas tank, and that tells me that I am spot on. Let that dry for a second. And now we are going to put these pieces together. Get the glue off my fingers. So, to do the front wheel, the easiest way that I found was to put glue on the very edge. Oops, not a lot, just a little on the very bottom edge, and on this piece that's going to come down to be in the center of your wheel. When you line this up, you want this round piece right here to be in the center of the wheel, right there. So a little bit of the black of your tire is going to show there on that front wheel. Hold that for just a second. You will have sticky fingers after you are done with this project, I promise you. On the back wheel, the easiest way that I found was to put a little bit, just on a little piece of the wheel on the black. And then you are gonna, again, this piece right here is what is going to line up in the middle of that wheel. Oops, get this the right way. You are not gonna see as much of that wheel on the back, or of that tire, the blackness there. You don't see as much of that on the back. Everything's sticky now. There we go. All right, there is that. Now, just to show you an idea of if you were going to use your sponge dauber, put some ink, or sorry, I keep saying that, put some glue on your silicone mat, and we are going to, so this is the front one. There's an indent whenever you did this die. There's an indent right here that matches the indent right here. So you can tell which fender is the front and which one is the back. Take your sponge dauber, tap, tap, tap on your silicone mat, tap, tap, tap. This is not my preferred method, but I understand why some like to do it. Maybe my fingers would not be as sticky if I would do this method more often, but there you go. I'm going to do the same thing with the back fender. Again, this one has an indent here on the back of it. The fender on the back has an indent on the back of it. And that's how you know that they line up. Maybe need just a little bit more glue. All right. And push that down. Perfect. Let's do the seat now. The seat is going to sit right here on top of that fender. So let's add some ink to that, or some glue to that as well. My goodness. Not even using ink on this project, and that seems to be all I can talk about. All right. And then that's going to pop right in there just like that. Voila. Motorcycle My Style. There you go. I hope you like it. Again, it's super easy. As long as you know which dies to use, help with cover paper, and just how to assemble. And there you have it. Now you can put cards together and use this as your centerpiece on your card. It will make a beautiful card. It will make a beautiful piece in a scrapbook. It would also just be gorgeous for just about anything. But you can do a home decor design as well for somebody who really loves motorcycles. Anyway, hope you liked it. Again, this is the Ready to Ride Suite collection in the new mini catalog, and it's $84.75 if you get the entire collection. Remember, it is currently Sale-a-bration, so for every $50 that you spend, not including shipping and tax, you get free product out of the Celebration catalog also. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help, and I would love to see your creations. Thank you. Have a good day.